Coach, we had a little bit of a break. First and foremost, how do you get guys back into the groove of how great things were rolling before that break? And now you're facing a tough team, and then you're hitting the road for a couple of tough teams.
Yeah, I think you can look at the break on two ends, really. It probably wasn't the perfect timing in the sense of we had momentum and we had results and games, we wanted games. But at the same time, you know, the nature of our league is you have to take the rest when you get it because the schedule is so brutal. You see the Thiago Martins injury pre-game, Kevin O'Toole nicked an injury in the game. So it was a great opportunity to rest and recover the players, give them some family time, let them go away and almost, you know, regenerate and refresh. And then we got them back in and, you know, I was really pleased with the focus that they came back in with. You know, we had some good time to have some video meetings, do some almost like looking back and looking forwards, and you know, the hunger of the team I've been really impressed with. So yeah, we're back into the groove this week, focusing on a game, and I've been really pleased with the, you know, we know Columbus is going to be difficult. They're a top team, but really pleased with the way that the players are prepared this week.
All right, though. What's the mental exercise of going through a situation with Alonso Martinez or somebody like him, where he's been effective coming off the bench and scoring goals for you at the end of games, versus taking the opportunity and say, well, maybe I should start him? How does that conversation go in your mind and with the other coaches, and how do you feel about that?
Well, I think with the depth that we have in the team, there's a lot that goes into team selection, form of players, you know, giving players opportunity to get form, and also the tactical setup, you know, the depth that we have in the team gives us the ability to pick a team that we feel has the right tactical setup and flexibility, the right profile of players. And Alonso went in the Miami game and then he came off the bench, and you know, the one thing I can say about Alonso is his attitude and his application has been excellent, whether he's been picked, whether he's come off the bench, whether he's not been introduced. That's why he can come off the bench and score 3. So he's definitely pushing for a start. You score 3 goals and you probably are at the forefront. He's super clinical. So, but as competition, Jovan is really pushing to get some form and get some momentum. You know, Munsef has played a lot and had a lot of goal chances. So I think for us, it's about sitting with the coaches and analysing the opposition and, you know, picking the right number 9 that we feel is going to be effective for the team.
If I can follow up, if I may. So he just came in here and we were talking to him about the situation, and every time we mentioned center forward and scoring goals, he got giddy. He likes scoring goals. And do you start seeing him more now as a center forward rather than as a winger?
Yeah, I think ultimately I moved him from being a winger into being a number 9 because of the clinical nature of his finishing. You know, we were in a position at the start of the year where we're creating a lot, but maybe we were not converting a lot. Alonso was sort of, you know, Agustin and Malachi and Julian and Hannes are really pushing for, you know, fighting for those 2 wing positions. So we said, you know, Alonso, let's see what he's got in the number 9, let's see what his movement's like. And I think, you know, those guys that have played across Europe and have the experience, they can slide into either of those front 3 positions. I think the pleasing part has been that, you know, what we saw in him, his clinical, you know, the clinical nature of his finishing has been evident in the games.
Coach, with Tavon gone for almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, who could we see at right back or to fill in that spot?
No, I think it's a good thing for us for Tavon. He had a period of the season out where Micho was playing as the right back, and then he goes in and he holds the position down for 3 to go away and play for his national team. We support him in that, right? So the good thing about Tavon is we know he's professional, we know he's going to apply himself well, he's going to prepare and recover himself well. We got him back on Tuesday, so we've had 4 days going into the game to prepare him. So he's fighting for a starting spot, and if he's ready, we'll pick him, you know, if we feel he's right for the game. But, you know, Tavon's in a good place to play in the game.
Could you share how that kind of communication might go with the Jamaican national team as far as making that happen? Because in essence, he's just going to be here for a game, I think, based on their schedule, yeah?
Yeah, I think ultimately when you get a player selected, your performance team will link up with their performance team, and whether it's previous to them going or whether it's post them being there, the communication is always consistent. So when he is, with Jamaica, we are communicating consistently. Same with Muntef with Algeria. Same with when Micha goes or any of our guys go with the US guys. I think the level of professionalism of the national teams matches the level of professionalism of the club teams. So that is a consistent communication. And when they go, we like to leave them alone as coaches and allow them to work with their coaches there. But the performance guys are always linking up previous physical numbers, post physical numbers. I think it's really important for the welfare of the player.
Onto the Zoom, Chris.
Hey Coach, Chris Cameron from the outfield. Just wondering if you can provide some more details regarding availability, update on Kevin O'Toole's status, Thiago Martins, and then also, you mentioned Muntef, whether him and Christian are back with the team. Thanks.
Yeah. Christian's been back with the team since we got back from. We had some days off this post San Jose. We had some days off. Christian was with the England U17 national team. He's been back with us, so no problem for Christian. Kevin O'Toole trained today, so he trained yesterday, trained today, so he's back with the team fully. And the hamstring wasn't as bad as we thought. It was very low grade, so he was in through the break, rehabbing, and we knew he was going to be fully available for this game. Thiago Martins has been a little bit more complicated in the sense of it's not a problem, but is a little bit more of a problem than Kevin O'Toole. And when we've got Columbus Crew and we've got LA Galaxy and then Nashville, it's highly unlikely that those guys are going to play 3 and 3. So we'll have a discussion as a coaching staff, and I suppose, if they don't play in this one, they will play in the next one. If they do play in this one, the nature of hamstrings are, when I look at July, August, September, October, is you have to clean the hamstrings up really quickly. So no one is in serious condition. Everybody has been training, and it's positive going into a tough game with full availability.
Scott.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time. Scott Schertzen, Stream Punk Sports. Over the break, Andres Jason went over to Aalborg in Denmark. Did you guys have any final conversations on that, and how did that go? Thanks.
Yeah, Andres has been an incredible guy and an incredible player for our football team, and one that I have a really, really strong relationship with because, I think as a young player that was developed here in New York, he has a real affinity to New York, and he was offered the opportunity to go and play in Denmark. Was something that he had a desire to do, and he hasn't played so much football this season, so I fully support him in going out there and furthering his career out there. Was good for him to be with the players leading up to it, and he has. I hope it is a really good move for his career, and I can't say enough about him. A great guy, and no problem in Andres going there.
Joel.
Hey Coach, Joel Lefebvre from Sports Mole. We saw in your previous game the kind of impact that Maxi Morales can have on a team. We know what he means to this team. Based off of what you saw in the previous game, do you think that he's ready to play a full game or to start?
No, I think ultimately when you go through the ACL rehab, you get to the point where you're fully integrated with the team. And I'd said previously that they told me, the medical team told me Columbus Crew, and I said San Jose because I knew I can see in the guy's eyes and the way that he trains that he was ready. But you're only ready to be back with the team and play 20, 25 minutes, 30. We go through the process, right? There's no pressure for Maxi to have to come and be the guy that plays 90 minutes. We also have a incredibly competitive roster that has been winning games before Maxi was in the team. So it feels like a real lift for the team off the pitch, in the dressing room, and obviously on the pitch. But we have to go through the right process with Maxi to make sure that he's ready because, he has a huge impact now, but the season is long. We're only just halfway, right? So it's going to be a process, and we'll be patient with that process.
George.
Coach, being that he brought up Maxi, how was it, being on the bench and seeing the ovation and even anything after the game? We just got a win, and he came on and he made such a great contribution right off the bat. How was it for you? Seeing him, I would say, get rewarded coming back on the pitch?
I've said previously, right, when I've been asked about Maxi in pre-season and in the start of the season when people ask me where he was, he has impressed me an incredible amount in the way that he has rehabbed, in the hunger and the desire and the real focus that he's had to come back. That's why I knew he would be ready at San Jose. And I knew San Jose would be a difficult game, and to have the opportunity to bring someone like Maxi off the bench under the lights on a Friday night in a packed Yankee Stadium, I wanted that opportunity because I knew we might need it. And with his drive and his hunger and his determination, you know, it's almost the perfect situation, right? You get to 1-1, 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go, and the game is sort of swinging both ways. You need somebody that's going to come and pick the game up and put it in his pocket, and Maxi Morales is that guy. He's done that countless times for our football club. So I really believed that he could go in and do what he did. I've seen it so many times, and I've seen the way, the condition he's in, the way he's rehabbed. And then to see it happen, it couldn't happen to a better person, because, you know, when you take this injury, it's tough and you can go two ways, right? This sort of injury tests your passion and your love for the game, and the tough times when you're rehabbing are paid back when you go and do something like that. So it doesn't surprise me he did it, but for our football club, for our fans, for him, it was an amazing experience.
Christian?
Hi, Coach. I'm curious, the international break, do you give yourself any time off during this? How do you disconnect from this situation, if at all possible?
I probably tried to give myself 2 days off from this, but my kids meant that they gave me no days off from anything. So I was Uber for all of my children's sports for a day and a half, and then it was all about, you know, you get an opportunity in this break that you can give the players a refresher, but you can also review and reflect and use the resource that we have, the incredible resource we have here at our organisation, the data team, the analysis team, the performance team, to literally collate all the information you need on why you were so good at the end, but why we didn't get going at the start. And we feel that we've got some really important information. Then we had 3 days where we could almost use it as a mini pre-season to go back and work with the team across the weekend where there was no games, and then it was back in Monday focusing on the Columbus Crew game. So I probably took 1 day to switch off, and then it was all planning and preparation for the second half of the season.
And if I can follow up, we talk a lot about the different atmospheres of a lunchtime kickoff, a Monday night kickoff. Do you find that's the case with these Friday night games? Is there a different atmosphere that you experience?
I feel that the opportunity to create a different atmosphere is there, but that comes down to us as a team. We have to play exciting football. We have to create the opportunity for the fans to really enjoy and create an atmosphere. And you know, I said previously to the San Jose game, if the fans come, and please come support, please make noise at the start, and that really gives the team the impetus. It really gives the team the real energy to do what we did against San Jose, right? You know, I want that the last 25 minutes to be the first 25 minutes so that we can really energize the place. But it was a special occasion, San Jose, and we hope that we've given, you know, that real experience for people to come and our fans to support. And you know, then we take our responsibility as there to make sure that we provide that performance on the pitch, and when the energy is together, we get that performance. So hopefully that can be Friday night.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.